There are moments when your soul feels silent, when the world moves but your spirit remains still. You wake up each morning feeling like the universe has forgotten your name. The dreams you once painted in bold colors now lie in black and white. You tell yourself it's just a phase, but deep down, you fear it's permanent. You scroll past the highlight reels of other people's lives, wondering why yours feels like a paused movie. You remember who you were before life dimmed your flame, a person who believed love could heal, that faith could move mountains, that hard work always paid off. But these days, doubt whispers louder than hope, and all you want is to feel alive again, to feel worthy of something greater than this quiet desperation. Because behind every struggle is a secret waiting to be revealed. Behind every betrayal is a new chapter longing to be written. Behind every loss is a hidden strength you never knew you had. And today is not about shallow motivation or empty affirmations. This is about rising from the ashes of your own failures and standing taller because of them. Stay with me till the end of this video. You need to hear these truths. Subscribe and like if your heart is ready for this transformation. There are days when pain feels like the enemy you never asked for. It comes without warning, tearing open parts of your life you thought were safe. You wake up in the morning feeling its weight in your chest before you even open your eyes. Your mind goes quiet because there are no words left to bargain with, and in that silence you wonder why it had to be you. Why your dreams were broken, why your prayers were left unanswered, why the world didn't care that you were trying so hard just to survive. But pain isn't here to destroy you. It never was. Pain comes to strip away your illusions, to rip off the layers of lies you've wrapped around yourself just to feel comfortable. It shows you the truth you keep running from, that your strength was never in your smile or your achievements or the way people admired you. Your real strength was always hidden underneath the surface, in the place where pain lives. You just didn't know it yet. When pain enters your life, it feels like darkness swallowing you whole. But in that darkness, you begin to see differently. You see the people who truly stand with you. You see the habits and choices that have been poisoning your spirit for years. You see your own weaknesses, but you also see your resilience, the part of you that refuses to die even when everything else does. Pain is the teacher that introduces you to a version of yourself who can survive anything life throws your way. Because only when life strips you bare do you realize that you are not your failures, you are not your past, you are not the shattered plans or the broken promises. You are the quiet breath you take when no one else believes in you. You are the pulse that keeps fighting even when your mind wants to give up. You are the hope that refuses to be buried, no matter how deep the grave of your despair is dug. And maybe that's why pain comes to you, not to end your story, but to teach you how to begin again, this time with eyes wide open and a heart that knows it cannot be defeated. There will come a point in your life when you realize that waiting for people to understand you is a silent kind of death. You keep explaining your dreams to them, your struggles, your reasons for fighting every morning when your body feels like it can't even stand. But they look at you with empty eyes, nodding out of politeness or disbelief, and inside, something breaks a little more each time you see their indifference. You think maybe if you said it better, if you shared every scar on your soul, they would finally understand why you are the way you are, why you don't sleep at night, why you work beyond exhaustion, why you can't just settle for a small, safe life. But no matter how many words you use, they will never feel what burns inside you, because your vision was never given to them. Your battles were never carved into their skin. This pain, this hunger, this unbreakable madness for something more, it was written only for you. There is a loneliness that comes with walking your own path, Some nights it will feel like it's killing you. Like the silence will swallow your dreams whole before the world even knows your name. But listen to me. This path wasn't meant to be walked with a cheering crowd. It was meant to shape you alone in the dark. It was meant to build you in the quiet where no applause exists, because only there will you find out who you really are without their validation or praise. Stop expecting them to understand your journey. You weren't born to be understood. You were born to become something beyond their comprehension. Their doubts are not your problem. Their lack of vision is not your burden. This life will keep testing you until you finally realize that the only person you ever needed to believe in you was you. When that moment comes, their confusion won't matter. Their judgment won't matter, because you'll be too busy becoming everything they never imagined was possible. You spend so much of your life trying to stay in the light, trying to smile when your chest feels like it's caving in, trying to be positive when your mind is drowning in silent screams. You run from every feeling that makes you uncomfortable. You hide from memories that burn like acid in your veins. You tell yourself that if you ignore your darkness long enough, it will disappear. But it never does it? It waits quietly, patiently, growing stronger in the shadows you refuse to enter. And every time life knocks you down, you feel that darkness rushing up to consume you, that heaviness in your chest, that shaking in your hands, that voice whispering that you are weak, broken, unworthy, and you run harder. You keep yourself busy, you pretend you're okay, you bury your truth under fake smiles and forced laughter. But there comes a day when you're too tired to run, a day when your darkness catches up to you and you realize you only have two choices. Let it drown you or finally turn around and face it. That's the day everything changes. Because when you stop running, when you sit down in the middle of your pain and look it straight in the eyes, you realize it was never here to destroy you. You realize this darkness is a part of you that has been screaming for your attention. Your wounds aren't curses. They are reminders of what you survived. Your fears aren't your enemy. They are doorways to your deepest strength. All this time, you thought your darkness made you weak, but it was your fear of it that kept you powerless. When you finally embrace it, something shifts. You stop feeling like a victim of life. You stop feeling like the world owes you light without struggle. Because you realize the power that was hidden inside your darkness is the same power that will carry you into your light. That day, you become unstoppable, not because you've conquered your darkness, but because you've learned to walk with it. You've spent years wondering why life is so unfair, why the good people suffer, why betrayal comes from those you trust, why love leaves when you've given it everything you had. You keep asking, why me? As if fairness is some divine law the universe was meant to uphold. But here's a truth you were never told: life was never designed to please you. It was designed to reveal you. Every hardship you face is peeling back the layers of who you thought you were. Every heartbreak is exposing a wound inside you that needed to be seen. Every loss is forcing you to realize how temporary this world is and how eternal your soul must become. Fairness was never the point. Growth was. Evolution was. Becoming someone who can survive the chaos, the injustice, the betrayals. That is what life is trying to teach you. Because think about it, who would you be if life had been fair to you, if everything came easy, if love stayed just because you wanted it to? You would remain asleep in your illusions. You would never touch the depths of your strength. You would never realize the silent power burning in your chest every time you got up after being torn apart. Life isn't unfair to punish you. It's unfair to wake you up, to force you to choose who you're going to be when nothing makes sense. Will you collapse under the weight of your disappointments? Will you let bitterness poison your spirit? Or will you rise with a fiercer love for yourself, a sharper wisdom about this world, and an unbreakable faith that nothing can destroy what is real within you? Stop expecting fairness. Life isn't here to bend to your hopes. It's here to carve out the truth of who you are. And every time you accept its tests with open eyes and a fearless heart, you prove to yourself that no matter how unjust the world becomes, your soul remains sovereign. How many times have you silenced your truth because you didn't want to upset them? How often have you hidden your pain behind a smile because you were afraid they would leave if they saw your scars? You keep betraying yourself piece by piece, thinking that's what love requires: sacrifice, compromise, acceptance at any cost. But deep down, something in you is screaming. Something is breaking every time you choose their comfort over your own truth. Because each time you swallow your feelings to keep the peace, you are telling your soul it doesn't matter. Each time you ignore what your heart is saying just so they don't feel awkward, you're teaching yourself that your reality is less important than theirs. And the more you do this, the more disconnected you become, the emptier your eyes feel in the mirror. The more exhausted you feel in your chest, wondering why no one ever sees the real you. But how can they see you when you keep hiding behind their comfort? You were not born to mold yourself into what makes others happy. You were not created to become smaller, quieter, more convenient just so no one feels threatened by your existence. Love isn't about betrayal of self. It's about two whole souls standing side by side, not one disappearing into the shadow of another. There will come a day when your pain will be too heavy to hide, when your silence will feel like poison, when you'll realize that betraying yourself was the deepest rejection you ever experienced, and you did it with your own hands. So today, stop asking yourself what they want to hear. Ask yourself what you can no longer keep locked inside. Stop wondering if they'll still love you if you show your truth. Start wondering if you'll still love yourself if you keep hiding it. Because the greatest love you will ever experience is the love you give yourself when you choose your truth over their comfort. That is the moment you finally come home to who you really are. You've spent years crafting perfect excuses. Reasons why you can't move forward yet, why now isn't the right time, why you're too broken, too tired, too behind. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment, for life to become lighter, for pain to finally loosen its grip on your chest. But the truth is, your future isn't waiting for your excuses. It's waiting for your courage, because no excuse has ever built a life worth living. No excuse has ever healed a wounded heart or transformed regret into redemption. Excuses only keep you safe in your prison of familiarity, where nothing changes and nothing grows. They sound so logical when whispered by fear. They sound so protective when spoken by self-doubt, but deep down, you know the truth. They are killing your potential before it even takes its first breath. Your future is not some distant reality waiting to be handed to you like a gift. It is being built right now in the shadows of your choices. Every day you allow your excuses to control you, you are abandoning the life you could have created. Every day you let your fear decide for you, you are betraying the person you are becoming. Courage doesn't mean you aren't afraid. Courage means you feel that fear rise in your throat like acid, and you still choose to move. Courage means you look at your excuses and see them for what they are: illusions meant to keep you small. Courage means you realize that your pain, your past, your losses, none of them have the final say. You do. So stand up, shake off the dust of your excuses. Let them die here and now. Your future is standing there, silent and patient, waiting for the day you finally say, enough. I will not live in this cage another moment. I will not allow fear to be my master another day, because in the end, your future doesn't care about your reasons. It only responds to your courage. It will rise with you only when you rise for yourself.